Sherls here. Thank you for stopping by on my channel. Welcome or welcome back. If you are new, please subscribe to my channel and help my channel grow. I want to share my process making the cover for my garden story journal. For this journal, I decided to use a hardcover with a soft spine. I adhered two cardboard boxes to make a thick one, then cut it to the size I need. Generally, I like to add quarter inches to the height of my pages and half inches to the width of the journal pages. This garden story journal is mostly using US letter size papers. The book pages that I use for the journal are smaller than the US letter size. That means I need to cut my cover to 6 inches by 8 3/4 inches. I already cut my cardboard boxes for the front and back cover, so I don't have to worry about it. For the spine, I will be using an upholstery fabric sample. I also made book cloth to wrap these covers. I have a separate tutorial on how to make book cloth the easy way. In the tutorial, I also show you several methods I tried and different materials I use as well. You can find the tutorial link in the description box. I use a thin sheer fabric to turn this digital from Rach and Bella Crafts into a book cloth. This digital is very pretty. I want it to show even though it will be used for the back cover. That's why plain thin sheer fabric is my choice. For the front cover, I used a cheesecloth-like thin fabric. I like the texture and the look of this fabric. It covers quite a lot of the digital, and that's fine because I will be decorating the front cover. For the inside cover, I first made a masterboard using the scraps from this project, and I used a heavily decorated sheer-like fabric to turn it into a book cloth. This is the thin fabric that I use for the inside cover. I already cut this piece so you cannot see it in a full length. So let me show you with the other color. So these 1, 2, 3, and 4 fabrics, they are the same style but different color. And here you can barely see my hand through the fabric because of this thick pattern. And that's what I aim for this inside cover. I don't have a plan to decorate this. And for me, this thick decorative pattern is enough. It will do the decoration part for me. That's all I will be using to make the cover for the garden story journal. I will cut the excess fabric on my book cloth, then use it to wrap the thick covers. I will do one on screen at a fast forward speed and do the second one off screen. As you can see in my process, I use double-sided tape on the inside to help hold the book cloth while I finish wrapping them. The silicone glue that I use takes a while to dry, so my piece can slide around before it completely dries, and the double-sided tape will help me make sure that it stays in place. But double-sided tape doesn't have as strong adhesive as the silicone glue. That's why I still use the silicone glue, and the double-sided tape just act as a helper. And I want really to make sure that the gap here between the fold is completely flat. That's why I apply some silicone glue and then clip it just so it's completely adhere and flat. And I also did the same one with this back cover. And this is my front cover. If you don't like the sound of this, please mute your video, but I just want to show you the sound that it makes, like this. And this one is different. I just like how it sounds compared to just the paper, barely any texture on it. And this will be the inside cover, and I have not adhered it to the inside because I like to adhere my spine first, and then to the spine, and then the cover like this. In my opinion, this will strengthen the bond between the spine and the cover. For the spine, I first take my signatures and measure the thickness. These 3 signature journal measure roughly 1 5/8 inches. It might grow thicker as the owner of this journal adds more things into the journal. 1/2 inches gusset between the signatures should be enough to accommodate that. That means my spine will be 3 signatures plus 1 times 1/2 inches equal to 2 inches. Why is it the number of signatures plus 1? Because you also need to add gap before the first signature and after the last one. Here, let me show you using the measurement I already drew on my spine fabric. This 1 inches will be the part that I will adhere to the cover. Then this is the gap between the cover and the first signature. This is where I will sew my second signature, the third one, and another gap before the back cover. As for the height, I will use my wrap cover. I align the top of the fabric like this and then draw a line. The thickness of the material wrapped around the cover adds into the height and the width of the cover. That's why I don't cut my spine fabric based on the cover height I decided, which was 8 3/4 inches. For this instance, this cover now measures like 8 13/16 inches. So the material I use added around 1 16 inches to the height of the cover. Now that that's done, I will cut this fabric. I also drew the lines using pencil on the right side of one of my spine fabric. These lines will later help guiding me position my signatures and the cover properly. I only need to draw this only on one of the spine fabric. The other one I will adhere it on the outside, and this will be the cover and this will be the inside. And I will only need one fabric to have the lines to help guiding me, because this will later be sewn all the way out. Before I forget, I will first adhere the journal closure ribbon. And then the outer spine. And this 1 inch measurement line helps guiding me to position the cover. The way that I like to do this is just flipping this cover and then align my cover on the first line like this. Just to make sure that my closure ribbons stay in place, I will also adhere this to the spine. But this one is not exactly in the center, so I will position it like this in the cover. Again, my back cover, I need to align it with the last line like this. It's not necessary, but I just want to make sure that the back and the front cover is aligned. And so I will use my big spatula just to make sure. Yep, this one is kind of slanted a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, perfect. And on the other side, burnish it, make sure they are properly adhered. And if necessary, add more adhesive, again just to make sure they are adhered properly and securely. And my front cover, because of the texture of the cheesecloth fabric that I use, it will need a little bit more adhesive. Maybe later I should use my hot glue gun to make sure that it is adhered. You know what? I will do that off camera. Since I already have my hot glue gun out, I will also be adhering my inside spine with the hot glue gun. I generally don't like to use hot glue gun because in my opinion it's added bumpiness. But because of the material of the front cover, I will have to use this. The hot glue gun will adhere the fabric much better to this material than the silicone glue. And here, as you can see, I aligned the front cover with the first mark here. So I know that it is using the 1 inches coverage. Yeah, this one has like some bumpiness again, which I really don't like, but that's what I have to deal with. And this for the inside cover. Let's see which one I want to pin in the front. I think this one on the front and this on the back. I wish there is a way to make sure that this hot glue gun rests flat. Maybe if I use a better hot glue gun and a higher temperature, I will have time to flatten it. But my hot glue gun, unfortunately, is not a high-end one. It's just a cheap hot glue gun that I got a while ago. There's the little bit gap here that I will have to go back and make sure it is adhered properly. That's fine. How about this corner? Perfect. This is a trick for you if you want your binding to be hidden. Sew your journal first into the spine, only the inside spine fabric, and then adhere this spine onto the other spine and the back cover. And you won't be able to see the binding on the outside. But for this journal, I don't mind to show the binding, so I will adhere this inside spine fabric properly into the back cover and the other spine fabric. I just want to make sure that I avoid the lines where I will be sewing my second, my third, and of course my first signature, because this hot glue gun might add some difficultiness to me if I have to poke through it. This is my cover. I have a hard front cover and a hard back cover, and the spine is soft. It can fold like this, or it can expand to the full depth like this. Now what I need to do next is sew my signatures and then decorate the journal cover, and I will be done with my second journal of the Journal Jigsaw Inspired series. I will do the final process and off camera, and I will show you the final result in a separate flip through video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't and leave a comment. Your support means a lot to me. Happy crafting! Bye!